Right, grade 10, we're going to do our last question on functions with parameters. Here's an RCL election program. 4 candidates, candidate A, B, C, and D. We're going to type in the numbers of votes that they got, and then we click on the button, grade 8 leader. What's going to happen, we have to send those 4 votes, A, B, C, and D, to a function. It's going to receive the votes in the order A, B, C, and D, and return which of the candidate has the most votes, A, B, C, or D. Right, so now we're going to have a function that's going to represent A, B, that's what we need. We're going to have an integer function. So I can write it here under private function get highest, and it's going to receive inum A, inum B, inum C, comma, inum D. It's going to receive 4 integers, and it's going to return an integer data type. So that was a different function to write. Four parameters in this function. As you can see, this is how you write it. 1, 2, 3, 4, A, B, C, and D integers going in, and then colon integer. You just have to memorize how to write the parameter list. Highlight it, Control Shift C. As you can see, there it is. Colon integer, meaning an integer is going to be returned, which is the highest. Now we're going to find out which is the highest of those 4. First of all, we're going to make a variable in our function. I'm going to make it a local variable. We're going to use the inum A, inum B, inum C, and inum D, but we're also going to use another variable called VARI highest. Highest colon integer. And I'm going to make the R highest equal to the first one, inum A. Just equal to one of them. And then I'm going to check all others against that. So I'm going to say if inum B is greater than R highest, then we have a new R highest. Then R highest will be equal to inum B. And we'll do the same for the other 2, inum C and inum D. We're going to check all of them against. We've got inum A sorted, we already made that equal to the highest. So I copied and pasted all that code. You can see, then I must just put inum C, B, C, oops, A, B, C, and D. Oh wait, I don't need 4, I only need these. There we go, I'm going to delete that last one. Right, so we made R highest equal inum A, okay? Then we go and check inum B, and then we check inum C, and inum D. And right at the end of this, we're going to say result. We've got to write this, otherwise this function won't end. We just say result equals R highest. Right, that was that function written. Now we're going to go and click the button for determine grade 8 leader, and we're going to have EDT grade 8A and so on. So the EDT grade 8A, B, C, D have to be stored into variables. I'm going to store them into these integer variables, okay? RA, RB, RC, and RD. I'm going to make RA equal to EDT grade 8 A dot text. Now unfortunately that is a string and must be converted to an integer. String to int. Okay, so I'm going to just copy and paste it so that this is how you can go fast in an exam. You just copy and paste and just replace the digits that you need to replace. That's a quick way, save time. Right, so I've got those integers, and now I'm going to use the function get highest. What is it called? Get highest. And it's going to receive that in that order. But we have to have A, B, and C and D, replaced. So I'm going to the highest number. Ooh, we've got to return the highest number, but we also have to return the grade. So that's going to be a bit tricky. If we got our highest here, I've got to rewrite my function because I just remembered what is actually required here is that if you look at our output, says great, the leader is candidate B. Oh, we've got to return the B, C, or D, not the actual integer. So guess what, guys? I've got to change my function type to a char or a string. But if I change my function here in the header, okay, if I'm changing it in the header there, I better make sure I go down to the implementation section and change it to a char over there. So that was quite important. I changed my function to be a char data type. And this basically is, we've got our highest, right? But we have to have this begin and end, because not only are we going to set our highest to enum B, we actually have to say result equals B. And then I'm going to say else. So it's a lot more trickier. My function that I wrote is going to be a lot trickier to write. Else if, well, I can also use begin and end here. First of all, our highest equals enum A. And if enum B is greater, then we say our highest equals, and I'm going to call, highest, and then result equals B. No, we can't say result, eh? I'm going to have two variables here inside my function. The highest variable and C highest, a char data type, okay? Because I have to make so initializing C highest and R highest. If enum B is greater than R highest, then R highest is equal to enum B. This function was a lot more difficult than we thought, eh? Highest equals enum B, and then we're also going to set our character equal to a B. Okay, I'm not going to use else, we're just going to check each time. But I'm just going to do begin and end here for that, and begin and end over here. Right. Why? Because there's going to be two things. Not only are we going to set the highest to that, we're also going to set the highest to the character. So if enum B is greater than, so we set enum A to being the highest, and we say C highest is A. But if enum B is greater than our highest, so we make our C highest, our char, equal to B. If enum C is greater than our highest, then that is equal to C. We've got our highest is enum C. We have to check our highest each time. You have to change it if it is greater. Enum D, and we're going to set that to a D. Our highest is enum D, and we'll set the char to our highest, and our result will be equal to, guess what, C highest. So for each of these if statements, we're checking number A. First of all, we let number A equal to the highest, and we make C highest the A. Okay, we're going to assume that's the highest, but we've got to check all the other numbers against it. So the algorithm will still work, it's just that each time we find a highest, we say the C highest equals to a letter of the alphabet in this case. And then the result equals C highest, whatever it turns out to be, then that will be the highest character, A, B, C, or D. because that's actually what they want, a char data type being returned by the function. So now that was a long story. So in our display, we're going to call our get highest. We're going to go to the rich edit, red out dot lines dot add, and guess what we're going to call the function get highest, and in brackets we have to put in RA, RB, and RC and RD. Remember, we're working in the button click for the term in the grade 8 leader. RA, comma, RB, comma, RC, comma, RD. But they don't just want that, they want us to write a whole big sentence. The grade 8 class leader is candidate, and then we join that to the grade. Okay, so as you can see, I joined that into the rich edit, and I called get highest, which returns a char now. I changed it to return a char data type, the function get highest, remember? So that was that. Now we're going to do the button for grade 9, and guess what I'm going to do to save time? You got it. Copy and paste, and then just change the EDT names over there, and change this here. It'll work the same as the grade 8 candidate. So I'm going to run the program, see if it works. Oops, sorry, I'm just trying to get it to your screen. Right, so I'm just putting random numbers here. We can see who won here. 85, 54, determine grade 8 learner, it's candidate C. Candidate D. There we go, finished. Okay, now you try this without looking.